Liz Foster here from Canadian HR Reporter. I am at the HRPA Annual Conference and Trade Show. With me is keynote speaker Rex Murphy. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, I'm doing well, and thanks for letting me be in here.
Absolutely. So I'd love if you could tell us a little bit about your session.
I wish I could remember. No, the session was, we've just finished it, as a matter of fact. I had a couple of things, as I mentioned to the audience once or twice. The profession itself knows itself better than anything I have to say about it, so I decided to deal at a fairly generalized level with politics, communication. And I was talking about both our own experiences, but a bit more emphasis on the American, the rise of Donald Trump and the rise of the Democratic candidate Bernie Sanders in the face of standard politicians like Hillary Clinton or the Republican nominees. And I was trying to make the point that the element that they represent is a breakdown between the standard political people, the standard political class, and the public. Sanders is an outsider, and Trump certainly is an outsider, and yet there are these two most unlikely people, one leading Hillary Clinton and one outsoaring 15 or 16 professional politicians. And I tried to draw a message out of that, that when the political class in particular ceases to communicate with the voters, or the voters don't see in them a reflection to some degree of their own wishes and intentions, then they build up a resistance, and it opens the door for a real blast from the outside. Politics breaks down, and anything different or strange that comes along can take it up. And the second thing, if I'll just finish it off, the second thing I'll connect it to, that's communications within the great large political domain. And I suggested, and only suggested, that in your profession, in human resources departments all over, that the element of communication, it's on a much more intimate level compared to society, but that communication remains the central element. Politics can fall apart because of bad communication. Likewise, relationships, especially within organizations, working groups, also can be impaired by faulty communication.
Would you maybe elaborate a bit more on the sort of symbiotic nature between HR and current events?
When economies go bad, people that do have jobs become very stressed about them, and new tensions arise within any organization. Or people who have had jobs suddenly are facing abruptly the possibility of not having them, not being able to either support themselves or their families. And bridging that moment is the territory that, again, your organizations have to deal with. So it might be a period in which the resources of human resources are called upon more frequently than normal.
And so what would you hope human resources professionals maybe took away from your words?
I hope they weren't too tired when it was all over. No, they were friendly and very pleasant to me, and I hope there was at least some elements of connection between, as I call it, the broad world of political endeavor and the more closed world, the smaller world, physically only, of what you do.
Thank you again to keynote speaker Rex Murphy for the HRPA conference and trade show. I am Liz Foster. Thank you so much.